friends, it's Tracey and Violet from Tea Time with Tracey and Violet. And it's first thing in the morning, and you might hear my walls shake and rock, rattle, and roll. Get up here so they can see you. You're not a figment of my imagination. I have lots of those, but Violet's not one of them. Anyways, it's first thing in the morning. One of my girls are up. I got a house full of kids. Listen. Can you hear that wind? I'm surprised we still got power, to be honest. I'm just sitting down with my morning coffee. I went for a little walk this morning. We just about blew away. Most of our snow's gone, but it's supposed to be a flash freeze here in a little bit. So I'm having a coffee, but I thought I'd talk about one of my books again. I'm not being very creative with these videos like I was in the beginning. I'll get better at it. It's just been a rough patch, you know what I'm saying? But I did read some books, and I read this Duet, Church and Preach. I hauled these, I think, in my last dark romance, deep, disturbing kind of thing. I read these. I did. Church and Preach by Stylo Fantome. Never read anything by Stylo Fantome. I'm assuming it's a woman, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I read the books. All right, where to begin with this mother? Because I won't tell you too much about, I'll just talk about the story as a whole. But I read this, I don't know, the beginning part of the month. Just trying to think. Emma, yeah. So this story has to do with a man named Church. His real name's Paul Logan, but Church is what people call him, what he goes by, and a girl named Emma. So this book starts off with Emma, who just moved in. She's been living with her mother, who is a piece of work. I'll get to that in a second. Emma moved in with her mother and her mother's new husband. I mean, she had been living with her mom the whole time. They just moved in with her new stepdaddy, if you know what I'm saying. And this is the best place that they've ever lived. But really, when it comes to it, it's a basic little box of a house. And he works a 9-to-5 job. He's very neutral. He's a gray man. Like, he's just a middle-aged man or man in his 50s, just kind of balding, goes to work, doesn't say much, reads the paper, and doesn't get involved in drama or anything like that. Jerry is his name. Yeah, Jerry. Jerry has a son, Paul, or Church, but Church is a professor in a university in New York, or assistant professor or something like that. He's a genius is what he is. So on the surface right there, that just sounds, oh, okay, well, what's the big whoop? Well, Emma and her mom, listen to that wind. Emma and her mom had really struggled for years and years. And I say her mom was a piece of trash, honestly. She abused Emma. She traded Emma up. Let me just say, this is an extremely dark, toxic story, okay? It's extremely dark. Check trigger warnings. This is probably not for your light and fluffy kind of romance that you're looking for, because that's not what you're going to get here. Yeah. Emma's mom would trade her up for drugs with men and boyfriends and uncles, which, you know, weren't technically their uncles, but just horrible, 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 heinous things. And Emma had been taken into foster care at one point, but she went back. She was just little when she went back, like she didn't have any say over it, but she has scars of abuse and self-harm. Again, trigger warnings. Just horrible, horrible things, horrible things. So Emma truly loathes her mother, and her mother has completely ruined any potential future that Emma, could possibly have. She's taken credit cards out in her daughter's name, ruined her credit. She's taken loans out in her daughter's name, completely ruined everything. Everything. So Emma doesn't have any choice but to kind of hang on to her mother when she was, you know, really all she wants to do is get away from her mother. She can't. But she has nobody. She's came from a hole in the ground and has had nobody in her life. She's been abused and just horrible, horrible. So there's that picture. So when they move in with Jerry, Jerry isn't really involved with Emma on the surface. Like, he's not an abuser. Any of Emma's mom's boyfriends before would always, you know, make their way into her bedroom and things like that, terrible things. Jerry's not like that at all. He's not a lovey-dovey talkative. He's hardly even talkative. Like, he's just a robot. And even Emma's mom, she fights with Emma. She's like, don't you dare mess this up. This is the best thing we have. And Jerry has this pension or whatever, or it's just the grand scheme is to wait for Jerry to die, and the mom will be set. But really, he's not high on the hog. Oh my God. Excuse my language. Jeepers, that force of Mother Nature. You gotta respect that. Jeez. Anyways, Jerry has got his work to give Emma a scholarship to go to university, like in this local town. I forget where it is, where it's taking place. So she actually has the chance to go to university, but she struggles. She goes there and struggles because she's not a people person. She has certainly had a rough background compared to most people that get a chance to go to university or college. So she feels a little out of place. Now, Church, he starts working at this university, but the place where these two first meet, like Emma and Church, when they first meet, she's coming home from a party, drunk as a skunk, and she knew that Jerry had a son, but, you know, like, there's a bedroom there, perfectly good bedroom, whereas she has to sleep in the office on a pull-out couch, but there's a perfectly good bedroom there, and she was like, I'm just gonna go sleep in that bedroom. And lo and behold, she doesn't quite get to the bedroom, but he's standing in the hall, and she's there in a t-shirt and her underwear. That's it. The thing is, Church doesn't speak. He doesn't talk. He's not a talkative anything. So she goes off at the mouth. Oh, you must be Jerry's son. You know, she was expecting somebody younger, that sort of thing. Like, she didn't really know. Or no, the other way around. Church was expecting Emma to be young. But turns out, I mean, he's older than Emma, but he's not, you know, he's not an old man or anything. Anyways, he doesn't speak. He can speak, but he doesn't speak. So he walks to the kitchen, and she's prattling on, half snapped, 3 sheets to the wind. And then all of a sudden he starts speaking. Now, she doesn't know that he doesn't speak. She's not aware of this. But it turns out he does speak, only he speaks very few occasions, and all of a sudden he starts talking to her. Yeah. So they start to know each other there. The next day, he drives her to school at the request of Jerry, and he talks some more. Now, before Jerry came onto the scene at that university where Emma was going, there was rumor of him returning to that school, because the people that are in university now, where Emma is, went to school with Church, like, growing up, and Church never said anything. So, and he's crazy, and he's super smart, and he's dangerous, and blah, blah, blah. Emma didn't realize that Paul was actually church until they got to school that next day. And yeah, that's where their relationship starts. So I'll stop blabbing about that because I'm not getting anywheres. Well, I am, but yeah, I'm not getting to the so sinister, dark stuff. I'm not going to tell you everything that happens, but Emma slowly becomes absolutely 100% head over heels obsessed with church because she thinks she's special because he actually speaks to her. He is very attractive and mysterious and actually, seems to give a little bit of a care, even though not really. He has no ability for emotions. He really doesn't. He really, really doesn't. He just seems to latch on to her, but she is absolutely unhealthily obsessed with getting him to love her. Like, that's all she can think of. And she would do anything, and I mean anything, to make him love her. Church, on the other hand, although is infatuated with her, he doesn't love her. He doesn't have that ability to love, to have true emotions or anything. Turns out he likes things extremely dark, extremely. He has this fetish with killing and plotting and killing, and she's willing to do anything to make him love her or like her. I can say this because this is only part of book 1. Yeah. He randomly picks some innocent woman, young, brand new, timid little vanilla lady, and he becomes obsessed with her in regards to stalking her to find out every detail so he can have the perfect murder. And Emma agrees to help him with this, so she befriends this young woman and gets to know her and encourages her because she can tell that this vanilla woman is very scared. She's never gone to a school away from her home, and she doesn't know anybody, and she takes her under her wing. But there's such sinister thoughts behind it. So I'm not going to say anything more about that. But the relationship between my Lord, oh God. The relationship between these two is just totally not healthy, Violet. Violet, it's not healthy at all. It's not. Emma will get so upset if he even doesn't return home at a certain time, which he doesn't give a flying flip-flop. He doesn't do anything that she says, but she's just so enthralled with him. She takes it upon herself. Trigger warnings for suicide attempt. Bloody suicide attempt. So that's all I'll say about that. So much I want to talk. I don't know anybody that's read this in my circle, because I just want to talk about it, but I don't want to give it all away. Jacked up, messed up, crazy, and you think, oh my God, there is crazy people. Crazy. They're both of them. They're both. But they can't help be because they have no other way to turn out this way because of, you learn about their history a bit. Of course they're going to be like this because nobody gave them any love and nurturing, I don't know. So when book 2 lands on the scene, I'm not going to tell you much about this because it's book 2. There's a point in this story where Emma is ripped and has a bit of a separation from church. I'm not going to tell you what, but she is still absolutely obsessed with him, but she's buying her time and being a good girl. And yeah, it all goes twisted and dark. I'm just trying to think. This story is a combination of American Horror Story Asylum, uh, Natural Born Killers. I don't know. And just a twisted Romeo and Juliet kind of. Yeah. So it is a dark romance. I can't say it's a happily ever after, even though it kind of is. It kind of is, but it's not a light and fluffy happily ever after. If you want something dark and twisted, and yeah, but big, this is one of the higher end personal trigger warning books, like duets that I've read. I've read a lot, but this, yeah, suicide attempt for sure, murder, manipulation, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, just, you know, the power of authority over others. It's just, it is twisted. I enjoyed it. I don't recommend it for everybody. I really don't. I would certainly read more Stylo Fantome. This stuff doesn't make me shy away from stories like this. It's just a story. It's just fiction. It's not real. I would never, ever, ever, ever want this to happen in real life. Never. But this is one of the darker ones I've read. Yeah. I know I've talked about other books, but when I think of dark romance, this is real dark. I found, just in regards to the vulnerability. God, there's stuff banging up against our house. I gotta check to see if a tree fell down, but yeah, the vulnerability of people's minds. And I'm not just talking about this vanilla lady. I'm talking about Emma. I'm talking about Church. I'm talking about everybody in it. Yeah, there's torturous things in this that, yeah, check out. I enjoyed the story. It got me twisted up a little bit because I'm like, oh no. But not in the like, oh no, I can't read this. No, I've never come across a book like that that's really made me like that. Some things get me twisted up, but I like to find a challenge, and this isn't going to haunt me like whatever, but absolutely, this is not for the, oh, I just want to dabble in dark romance. I wouldn't start with this one. I wouldn't. So anyways, I recommend it if you want to try it. I enjoyed it, but it's dark and twisted. So that's all I'll say about it for now. So for that, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, all right, guys, I'm going to have the rest of my coffee. And yeah, I did a video yesterday. I did one today. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby. So with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning. And I might see you tomorrow. Bye. Bloop.